Hi y'all. Well, I'm making this video because I've seen quite a few new entries in a couple of magical groups that I'm in. Some mystical newbies, and I'm so pleased to see more entries in the metaphysical arena. I mean to tell you, thank y'all. Welcome. However, I'm growing slightly concerned, maybe even more than slightly, concerned about some of the posts I've seen from some of the newbies. And those posts have been in the realm of what kind of spells they can use to get revenge on supervisors and exes and the like. Well, when I first got into the metaphysical realm, I was eager beaver to get revenge and quote-unquote justice on those who had mistreated me and not shown sufficient appreciation for my kind and loving actions. And I was wisely warned by a more seasoned metaphysical person not to be anxious to be getting back at people. And so I heeded that advice, and it was a length of time before I did my first spell to deal with some self-defense measures. And when I did that, it was with reluctance. I was not joyful about it. I was not pleased to go forward with it. In fact, I wrestled for quite a while before I went into activation mode in doing that spell. I really didn't want to. I just didn't, even though I knew that, more than likely the persons certainly were getting served what they deserved. So that's a sign. If you are too anxious, too eager, too earnest to go in that direction, then you might want to do some checking yourselves. And like Michael Jackson said in his song, The Man in the Mirror, and make that change. So I did go ahead and do that spell, and after I did it, I felt relief and that the universe was pleased that I went ahead and used my magical powers to address the subject issue. But I was ready, and I was magically qualified because I had been in some trenches and I had learned some lessons and I was prepared. And I wasn't being a slave to my ego. And so some people need to understand that some of the best magic that you can do is on yourself. That's where I found myself. I started doing spells on me. How so? Well, I did a spell to help me to not be bothered. I wanted to be more unbothered by the arrows that were being aimed my way. I wanted to understand that it wasn't always that deep, and that sometimes all I need to do is just wait it out and let the universe govern and judge accordingly. And there are seasons for spells and rituals and that type of going forward. But in a lot of cases, it's about changing us, transforming ourselves. So I did a spell asking more or less for me to be about aiming for the highest good in my actions and my responses. A lot of times people are prone to react instead of to respond. And reactions oftentimes come from our ego basis. And it's not good to feed the beast of egos unduly, because it can pose problems for us that we don't need to bring upon ourselves if we just wisely reconsider. Now, I wanted to ask some of the newbies, do you have a pendulum? Do you have pendulums? If you don't, please invest in getting them. And they're not expensive. They can be, but not all of them are. You can go on Amazon and find some pendulums for like $5.99 plus shipping. Not even a total of $20 when you're done. And ask your pendulum questions about whether you should proceed with certain manifestations and spells and rituals. And the pendulum answers come from our subconscious, from our subconscious, I should say. Also, do you have rose quartzes? That's a stone that's known for unconditional love. You may need to get one if you don't have one, because that will help you to balance out your emotions. because sometimes our emotions run amok and they're not properly centered, and they can get us into trouble if we don't wisely heed what our subconscious is knocking on our doors to alert us about. Also, do you do daily meditation? That is vital. Anyone that wants to properly advance in the metaphysical world needs to know that meditation is not considered an option. It is a vital, essential practice to indulge in. When you do such, you get information downloaded into you as far as guidance. You get solutions and answers, and you get more calmness deposited into your heart channels. And then you won't be so inclined to lash out with revenge. Put those revenge actions on slow your roll mode oftentimes. Yes, turn off the revenge faucets and discover more about you, how to best serve and to best aid in the advancement of the universe. And you will find that the issues that you consider current problems, you can get into zones where you are bothered. It's not really going to distract you from your journey. It's not going to impede your progress. And then you will get, when you meditate, the best times to, in fact, do self-defense spells and rituals to deal with the toxic attitudes and the arrows that are aimed your way. But sometimes people are too quick to want to jump and want to ask, what's a spell to get revenge on my ex? What's a spell to get revenge on my child's teacher? Well, one thing you can do for your children is to teach them how to meditate and help them to calm themselves, to center themselves, and to balance their chakras. And then a lot of stuff won't even be necessary for you to go into your spell closet to administer medicinal properties. So thank y'all for listening. Bye now.